Access. I'm Charles Kelly, filling in as your host, and you can see our guest right behind me, a little sneak peek of what's coming up. But I'm also joined by our chief meteorologist, Nick Jansen. Nick, welcome back. You were on your trip?
Yeah, I had a nice little trip down to Nash Vegas.
Okay.
It was a fantastic time in Nashville. I had a bachelor party down there.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yeah, for one of my good friends. We were on a pedal tavern.
I've seen those when I visited Nashville before.
Those pedal taverns are dangerous sometimes.
I'm sure.
And what I mean by dangerous, way too much fun on those pedal taverns. And then, you might feel a little bit, loopy, you could say, afterwards on those pedal taverns. So, no, it was fun. The bachelor right there, he had the cowboy hat on. We made sure we bought him one of those. But it was a fantastic time. I was lucky enough, I had my bachelor party in Nashville, so I'd kind of already experienced before. Yeah. So I knew what to expect with all the people. And I missed Morgan Wallen by one day. One day. He was there Sunday. I was driving back to Minnesota on Sunday, and that's when he got arrested by throwing that chair off the bar that I was at.
Well, you know who I'm seeing this week? Your country singer.
I'm not a country fan. Not a huge country fan. But who are you seeing?
Luke Combs.
Oh, you're seeing Combs.
Luke Combs.
Okay.
I'm not big on country either, but I know a lot of his songs. My family's very big on him, so we're seeing him when I go to Milwaukee for my weekend. So.
Hey, that'll be fun.
Yeah, but how was the weather in Nashville?
Oh, it was great. I know it was a little rainy here. Yeah. Of course, yesterday, I'll talk about it in the weather, too. Obviously, we had some cloud cover yesterday, so couldn't really see that solar eclipse.
No, but I saw a few people got some good pictures just through the clouds here in Rochester.
Yeah, so I got a couple photos coming up here where we had some people from Minnesota, too. They traveled to the zone of totality, is what it's called. So, I have a couple photos to show everyone. I know my parents down in Illinois and stuff, they were able to see it a little bit better than we were.
I know in Milwaukee, so everybody was clear skies. Everybody was out watching it on their lunch
except
break.
here in Minnesota.
Yeah, just not here. I just watched it on the TV.
Right.
Well, we have a fun show ahead for you. Coming up, we have 2 live performances from the Lonely Knees. They'll be performing at Chatfield Arts Center this month. I also visited a dog spa called PK Pet Resort and Spa today. And we have Fat A Cheesecake is here with some of her delicious desserts. The A rhymes with grass, if you were wondering. So we'll be talking more about that later. But she has some very delicious cheesecakes.
The A rhymes with grass.
Yes.
I like it. Or it's just the word is in grass.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, as always, we have your question of the day here today. 18% of moms have done this to teach their families a lesson. Head to our Facebook page to chime in. What do you think it is? Went on strike.
That could be a good one.
An interesting one.
Strike, leave for the day.
Yeah, a lot of people say strike.
Change the Wi-Fi password. Ooh. That's pretty.
You know what?
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, we didn't have Wi-Fi back in the day. We had dial-up internet, so I don't know. Yeah, my mom was a big sit on the rug. That's what you had to do. You had to sit on the rug for 15 minutes and stare at the wall.
Ours was the naughty stare.
The naughty stare. So fairly similar, right? You had to sit on the stair. Yeah, I think I was like 16 once. My mom made me sit on a rug. Whatever I did, I never did it again after that one.
Yeah, learned your lesson with the naughty rug.
Yeah, right, the naughty rug.
Oh, well, how about those temperatures?
So pretty nice here today. Yesterday, we had the cloud cover. I kind of talked about that, and we have a couple photos. If you can squint, you can see the eclipse. This was from Michelle out in Whitewater, so you can just barely see that eclipse there in the center of your screen. We had a couple viewers nice enough to send us some photos as they traveled to the zone of totality. This was in Arkansas from Julie. Thanks for sending that one, and that's an unbelievable photo there from Julie. And then here's another one from John out in Indiana in Bloomfield. So a lot of people traveling down to the south and southeast to check out the solar eclipse. That happened yesterday. And of course today, as you would have guessed, we've seen some sunshine. Unlike yesterday, we have some fair weather cumulus clouds outside, kind of bubbling up in the atmosphere. Temperature up into the upper 50s and some low 60s across the region. We have the wind out of the southwest at 16 miles per hour, warming those temperatures up quite a bit. Temps locally, low 60s, Mason City, Forest City, Austin at 61. It's 60 in Zumbrota, 61 in Owatonna. So temperatures are really comfortable here across the region. Notice those popcorn type clouds, right? Those fair weather weather cumulus clouds, maybe a couple little stray raindrops in a couple of those clouds here this afternoon and evening. That won't accumulate to much in terms of rainfall amounts. As we look across the upper Midwest, we just have some of those clouds and again some real light showers to the north of Minneapolis. Hour by hour forecast here tonight. We'll hold on to some cloud cover. We'll call it partly cloudy here through the overnight hours. Temperatures getting down low 40s for lows here tonight. We could be back to maybe the 60s and 70s on the way before you know it. We'll talk about that coming up in your full First Alert forecast. Charles.
Thank you, Nick. I'm here with musicians Dan Conway, Stacy Conway, and Anthony Keesley of Lonely Knees, and they're also part of another band, Cosmic Orphan. They have 2 upcoming shows at the Chatfield Center for Arts on April 20th and 27th. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So now explain to me with these 2 bands. There's Lonely Keys, and then there's also the Cosmic Orphan.
Yeah, so the 3 of us here are the Lonely Knees, and we've been playing together for, gosh, like 8 years.
Okay.
Just as a little 3-piece, kind of do Americana type music. And then we also have a bigger band called Cosmic Orphan. We're a 7-piece. We've got 4 other amazing musicians that we play with, and that's more like alternative indie rock kind of music.
So who is this performance with at the Chatfield Arts?
So on April 20th, it'll be the 3 of us as the Lonely Knees, and then the following week, the full band, Cosmic Orphan, will be there, and we get to open up for 2 incredible bands. It's Bad Bad Hats and Kiss the Tiger. Okay. And so we're really thrilled to have that opportunity. And I want to encourage your viewers to check out the Chatfield Center for the Arts down in Chatfield, because they've got some really great things happening down there. It's just down the road from Rochester.
All right, and we have that information right there up on your screen if you are interested in checking it out. I'm assuming, spring, summer is coming. Do you guys perform around the area during the summertime?
Yeah, so the Lonely Knees, we're out and about at some wineries or breweries and bars and things.
That's always great. I love live music while I'm sipping on my wine.
And Cosmic Orphan, I know we're playing after our show at Chatfield. We're going to be at the amazing Thesis Beer Project here in Rochester on May 17th.
Oh, wow. That's great. And what are you guys going to perform for us first?
This is a song called The Devil Is All Around by Shovels and Rope.
All right, I'm going to let you guys take it away.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
When the devil is all around and got you crawling on the ground, on your hands and your knees with an apple in your mouth, you will know how far you'll go to make your peace with God. I got wasted and I sat around the fire all day to see if I could find someone to make love to. And I barely even noticed how the fibers did tear away from the fabric of my being. But nobody knows it like you do, babe. Nobody knows it like you do. Nobody knows it like you do, babe. The lengths we will go to. I'm going down a long road. Maybe it's the wrong road. Either way, I gotta find be a good man. Gonna do the best I can. Though I'm a shell of the man that I once was. And if I find forgiveness in the eyes of God, it'll be hard won, I assure you. When the devil is all around, you got you crawling on the ground, on your hands and your knees with an apple in your mouth. You will know how far you'll go.
Wednesday morning.
Now time for a look at your local headlines. First up, Rochester police are giving new details on an accident that caused a power outage in southwest Rochester. RPD says a teenage driver swerved to avoid hitting a deer on 18th Avenue Southwest around 7:45 last night. She crashed into a utility pole as she went into a ditch. Rochester firefighters were able to safely remove the driver from her vehicle. Police say she was wearing a seatbelt and is okay. According to Rochester Public Utilities, this crash caused about 2,300 customers to lose power. However, it was restored in less than an hour. April is National Donate Life Month, a period highlighting the need for both living and deceased organ donations. According to Mayo Clinic, more than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant across the country. The director of Mayo Clinic's Transplant Center says there has been a dramatic increase in organ donors since the pandemic. However, she says more donors are still needed.
The big challenge with transplant is, we've made so much progress at making this therapy that works really well, but we can't apply it to everybody that needs it. And that's really the crucial challenge for organ donation. It's, being able to meet the needs of all the people who are waiting.
And on Friday, Mayo Clinic will host its 10th annual Walk of Remembrance event, which honors organ donors and their families. If you're interested in registering to become an organ donor, visit the link in our web story. That'll be on KTTC.com. Well, happening today, a Winona nonprofit is hosting a community conversation about housing challenges and aspirations for the city. Engage Winona is putting on a panel as an opportunity to, what it says, provide empathy, insight, and collective action towards ensuring that everyone has a place to call home. The event starts tonight at 6:30 at the Parlor Room of 3rd Street in Winona. Meanwhile, it's a big day for Minnesota State College Southeast and Red Wing. Today is the grand opening of its Nursing and Health Sciences Center. Design and construction of the center was made possible by federal and state funding. Construction at the college began last spring, and classes officially started in the new space in January. The Nursing and Health Sciences Center mimics a real hospital floor with private patient rooms, control rooms, and debriefing areas. The grand opening and open house is from 4 to 6. Today, so it's still going on right now. Meanwhile, the Birthing Center of Full Circle Wellness in Casson is having its official ribbon cutting and grand opening today. First of its kind clinic in Southeast Minnesota opened late last year. It provides expectant mothers with a new option when it comes to giving birth. The center offers a holistic approach to women's care in a home-like setting with personalized care that costs less than a hospital delivery. Its official grand opening on 3rd Avenue Southeast is in just mere moments. It's 4:30. This afternoon. There may be a new neighborhood coming to Northwest Rochester. Last night, City Council approved a Texas-based development team to annex an area of farmland. A 5-2 vote approved the annexation request of this plot of land shown in brown on this map. It's at the northeast corner of the intersection between 55th Street and 18th Avenue Northwest. The group will not be taking over the entire site right now. Only 45 acres will be rezoned. The land is currently a farm field. The new ruling means 20 acres will allow medium-level residential buildings and the other 25 will be dedicated to mixed-use spaces. As for next steps, city officials now have to make an ordinance allowing this development. The developer says the plan is to ultimately annex the entire field area, which is around 117 acres, but says acquiring the first 45 for now is more cost-effective. Meanwhile, the council also approved a public street vacation for riverfront development. The brown spaces here on your screen are on the southern side of 4th Street Southwest. These two areas will now be vacated for public use, meaning this land will have more space along Bear Creek for development. Many residents last night expressing concerns over the Silver Lake Dam, meanwhile, and its potential removal. In past meetings, the city has said a part of Silver Lake's development plan is changing the dam into a series of cascading pools, but there were no agenda items mentioning the Silver Lake Dam at yesterday's meeting. The council was planning to vote on updates of how the city will finance Silver Lake Pool's renovations. The Hermel Institute is announcing a grant to fund the fight against hepatitis E, with hopes it could lead to new treatments and ways to prevent this virus. Susan Hoffenstein will receive $85,000 from the National Institutes of Health to fund 6 months of study. Her lab will use cryotechnology to study the structure and functions of the virus. Hepatitis E is an inflammation of the liver. Symptoms can include fever, fatigue, nausea, jaundice, and joint and stomach pain. Patients often are told to wait for the illness to run its course, but that can lead to several severe consequences for people who are immunocompromised. According to the World Health Organization, hepatitis E caused about 44,000 deaths in 2015. That's a look at your local headlines. Be sure to join us at 5 and 6 tonight on KTTC for more news. Coming up next, another rare biological phenomenon, maybe on its way to the Midwest. We'll explain more on what's trending, why you may need to look down and also probably cover your ears for it.
Miss part of our newscast?
Welcome back to Midwest Access. We're talking about what's trending. What is trending, Nick?
What is trending today is talk about March Madness. The national championship game obviously takes place in April. University of Connecticut fans went wild in the streets today after their men's basketball team won the national championship. The Huskies defeated the Purdue Boilermakers last night 75-60 in the NCAA title game at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The win made Connecticut the first Division I men's college basketball team to win back-to-back championships since Billy Donovan's Florida teams back in 06 and 07, and just the third team since 1973. It's the 6th national title in UConn's history, ranking it third all-time in the men's Division I basketball history. UConn dominant. They won every game this tournament by double digits, so they dominated this year. And yes, I did pick them to win in my bracket.
So you're doing good.
Look at that. I won my bracket pool today.
There we go. Well, the NCAA Women's Championship game brought in big numbers. South Carolina fans celebrated their team's third national title Sunday night. But the Gamecocks weren't the only big winners. The title matched up between South Carolina and Iowa shattered previous ratings for women's college basketball. Updated data from Nielsen's reports nearly 19 million people watched Sunday's game, which peaked with just over 24 million viewers during the final 15 minutes. According to ESPN, that makes it the most watched women's college basketball game ever. It was also the most watched basketball game in 5 years, and that includes both men's and women's college and pro games. So a lot of people were tuning in for that game.
Pretty incredible there. That is the Caitlin Clark effect,
yes,
as many people would call it, and unfortunately, Iowa couldn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Kind of ran out of steam there at the end. Mattel is launching a new version of one of the world's most loved word games, Scrabble. Scrabble Together will be available across Europe, not in the United States. Instead of competing, players collaborate to complete goal cards, and there are helper cards if assistance is required. Mattel says the new game mode aims to bring people together. It says it's for anyone who finds word games imitating or whoever thought word games are not for them. The new spin on Scrabble comes more than 75 years after the classic version came out. There's no word on if there are any plans to maybe bring this type of game to the United States.
Maybe we're just a little too competitive over here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I like winning. There's got to be a way, though, that someone wins at the end of the day. Maybe you have teams, and then the teams collaborate against one another. That would make sense. Right, well, there we go. That's what we needed in America.
Well, speaking of winners, the lucky winner of Saturday's $1.3 billion Powerball jackpot. They came forward to claim the prize.
Oh, you mean I didn't buy a ticket?
I know. Megan bought one, but she did not win.
She didn't win, clearly.
Well, Oregon Lottery officials said the winning ticket was sold at this convenience store in Portland. The winner came forward on Monday. Officials are now vetting the ticket holder before identifying them, and putting security measures in place. The winner isn't the only one getting a payout. The store will also receive a $100,000 bonus for selling the winning ticket. Saturday's drawing was the 4th largest jackpot in Powerball history. I mean, the security makes sense. Have you ever seen those like lottery ticket winner shows where they show like what they all buy and how they sometimes have to take really big security measures because of them being in the news with
Yeah,
winning
all of
that
a sudden, everyone knows that now you're a million and billionaire.
So especially with $1.3 billion.
When was the last time you visited a library?
It's been
a
over the
minute,
summer.
huh?
Over the summer. I didn't get a book.
Last summer?
This past summer.
Yeah, so what, almost a year ago? You might want to head over to your local library and thank the staff who work there. Thursday, April 9th is National Library Workers Day. The holiday takes place on Tuesday of National Library Week. Library workers are masters of research and creativity. They can help you find the right resources for a school paper and maybe even polish up your resume. Library staff are also known for fun ways to encourage reading among children. Despite their importance, libraries consistently see their budgets shrink, so it's a good time to thank your library workers who do so much with so less.
Well, it might sound bad, but I used to go to library and get movies when you could check out DVDs.
Boy, that was a long time ago.
Yes, growing up, I still lived in that era of DVD players and even the VHS tapes when I was really little.
Yeah, get a little Land Before Time tape from the library.
Oh yeah,
Might have to do that this weekend.
Well, another rare event is coming, but this one you'll have to look down for. The cicadas are emerging soon, and
everyone's excited about this, aren't they?
Oh yes. It sounds like summer because there could be more of them than the world has seen in 200 years. According to experts, some trillion cicadas will start appearing in May and live for about 6 weeks as part of a dual emergence. For the first time since 1803, 2 specific groups of cicadas will appear at the same time. People living in the Midwest and Southeast will be able to experience this rare event. After they emerge and molt, the males will start buzzing to find a mate, and the noise can be louder than a plane. The cicadas will eventually die off, and it will be another 221 years before the 2 groups appear together again. It's very nostalgic sounds of like summer.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like.
So you just read that it's louder than a plane. So like a plane in the sky, or if I'm standing right next to a Boeing 747.
Or collectively, they're louder than a plane.
Probably collectively.
They get loud, but I don't know
get loud.
if that loud.
That's a lot of cicadas.
Yes. Well, we also still have a lot to come on this show. When we come back, I'll show you a great place for your dog to go when you're on vacation. Don't go away.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism.
Midwest Access, we are out here at PK Pet Resort and Spa. They have been open just about 3 weeks. We're going to head inside and check it out. All right, we're going to meet the co-owners here. I have both of them joining me now.
Alex Polikowski, Christine Hall.
Thank you guys for having us in. Now, this is newly built.
Yes, we just opened. We got our occupancy last month, and we quietly opened the doors.
How long has this been in the works?
3 years.
Now we're going to check it out.
Yes, let's go. So here we have my grooming room. I've been grooming for over 40 years. I do all kinds of grooming. So we have from show dogs to shelter dogs that I do as a volunteer.
All right, now we're going to go in and meet some of the dogs.
We're going to meet some of our pups today. We have a very old pup right here and some crazy ones.
Now you just started accepting dogs. You're doing slow opening.
About 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago we started taking animals. We actually had some times that were pretty full.
Okay. And now we're going to check out some of the suites that you have.
Right here we have our VIP suites, and any pup can stay here, but we're doing the VIP suites more for animals that might need some extra attention, like your elderly dog or dogs that need help moving. They have something that they need assistance with. What I like to say about these beautiful suites is that 20% of the proceeds for the suites go to Camp Companion Evergreen Cat Sanctuary of Southeast Minnesota. Those are my heart foundations that I support.
And I mean, they have a nice chandelier. They even have a TV. What are some of the things that you'll play on there for the dogs?
I've had them watching Korean dramas, which is what I like, but I put some dog movies. I put cartoons like Paw Patrol, and there are actually some really good dog TV that I can put in for them that some dogs really like.
Very bougie room. Now, you have other suites as well.
Right, so these are grand suites, and they also have TVs, private TVs, and we also have cameras in all our suites, so the owners can watch their pups for 24 hours a day and see what they're up to. And we have some quiet suites right here for animals that need a little more quiet, and they're covered for your escape artists inside and outside. I'd like to say too that all those suites have their private patios, so weather permitting, they can be outside enjoying the beautiful weather and the fresh country air.
We're going to go check out some indoor play area as well.
So this is because we have 3-zone in-ground heating. I can keep those animals in this side warmer and let the dogs that don't like the heat be in this side right here.
All right, after you. So now this is a play area for the dogs.
Yes, we have 2 sections. We can do multiple play dates together. We have one where you can watch TV and cuddle with the dogs, or we can play and have bubbles and play fetch when it's not nice out.
And more suites for more dogs to be held in here as well.
Yes, and they can't see each other, so it helps keep the anxiety down.
Now we're going to go check out the outdoor area where it's going to be a play area for the dogs as well, especially now that the temps are warming up.
Right. We have a beautiful area outside, out in the country, no pollution, and we are still going to divide them in different play paddocks. We just got to spring, but this is beautiful area with a beautiful view to the trees and the pasture. They can even see some cows out there. And you can get to see here how they can spend the day in the sun in their private patios.
And you were talking about this ventilation system is very crucial for your building.
Right, we made sure that we have the small facility but with all the bells and whistles. Our air exchange is 12 times an hour. Every 5 minutes we have brand new air in the building. So that's another thing that makes our place very healthy and safe for your animals.
Now this will be a play area for dogs to be able to be let out of their pens on their outdoor patio.
Right, get a lot of exercise and play with their friends, with maybe 1 or 2 friends. That would be great. Yeah. They already love it.
All right, and what else can people expect as you're slowly opening up?
Well, you can expect that your pup is going to be very pampered with us. We love spending the time with them. We've been looking forward and planning for 3 years, and we've been working together for many years, pet sitting. So we can't wait to meet your puppy.
Thank you both for having us out here. That is all for us here at the BK Pet Resort and Spa.
All right, thanks, Charles. Coming up here after the break, I'll take a look at your full forecast, and we're going to try some cheesecake right after that full first alert forecast. Doesn't that look delicious? We'll have that, and of course, eventually we'll answer the question of the day. Here is the question of the day. 18% of moms have done this to teach their families a lesson. What is it? You can head to our Facebook page, chime in. We'll have the answer at the end of Midwest Access Today. Your full forecast coming up right after this.
Join us for Midwest Access weekdays at 4 p.m.
Welcome back to Midwest Access. It is time to take a look at your first alert forecast today. We've had some sunshine and warmer temperatures. Kind of got rid of the gloomy weather that we had on, say, Sunday and again on Monday. Now some sunshine. Have some cumulus clouds across the region. And those temperatures a lot warmer here today with highs getting into the 50s and 60s. On our Lewis Data live camera looking right along Highway 52. We are at 58 degrees. Wind out of the west-southwest at 16 miles per hour. Dew points in the upper 30s. Really comfortable outside, a little breezy, but temperatures at or above seasonal averages here today. So some upper 50s, low 60s. We're at 63 in Charles City, 60 in Mason City, 61 in Forest City, so really comfortable conditions across the region. And I like to call it a popcorn type of clouds, and maybe even the chance for a couple little stray little showers in some spots, especially west of I-35 here tonight. You can just kind of see popcorn across radar right now, so just kind of popping up along a pretty weak boundary. Again, that rainfall, if we do have a shower, if it makes it all the way down to the ground, not accumulating to much here through, say, the afternoon. And once the sun sets, we lose that daytime heating, and those showers will fizzle out. A lot of severe weather will happen through the next couple of days through the Dixie Alley and then well to our south and southeast. So not really looking at active weather the next couple of days. Maybe a stray chance for a couple showers on Thursday. Really just this week, warm and windy weather will be on the way. Watch the showers fizzle out here as the sun sets here tonight. Temperatures hold steady, low 40s tonight. Tomorrow, right back into the upper 60s and maybe even some low 70s for highs on the way for looking at Thursday. Rainfall amounts not showing up, but we'll see maybe about 1/10 of an inch or so through about Sunday. 40 for the overnight low here tonight. So windy, a couple little stray showers tonight. And as we look towards tomorrow, we'll see a lot of sunshine on the way for your Wednesday. A couple stray showers on Thursday, and then we look towards the weekend. Really nice both Saturday and Sunday. Highs in the low 70s both Saturday and Sunday. Charles.
Thanks, Nick. Well, get ready for some fresh homemade cheesecakes. Krista Blanchard is the owner of FA Cheesecakes. Welcome, Krista. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me back again. This is
Of
awesome.
course.
Another
It is
round.
so great to see you. I anchor the weekend mornings, and we do some weekend foodie fun, and I had Krista on last month, and we loved you coming on. Happy that you're
Thank you.
back.
I appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here again. So I
Yes.
brought you some new flavors to try
Yeah.
today.
Well, let's start with the name, FA Cheesecakes. Where does the name come from? What does it stand for?
Well, it does stand for Fat Ass Cheesecakes.
Okay.
When I was going to school many years ago in baking, I had a professor. I was doing a cream puffs one day, and I was struggling. And after my 7th try, I said, "Can you get your fat ass out here and look at my what I've done? I think I perfected it." And to this day, I mean, he told that story. He was crying, laughing. He told every class after that. I mean, it was the story of many years over there. So, yeah, it was good. So a lot of people say fabulously awesome. So that's why we go with FA.
Yes.
So we don't offend, but it
and
really is.
these are
that.
fresh to made.
They
fresh
are.
made.
Yes, I make them fresh to order. So I have started doing some flights. I will be at the Hudson Farmer Market starting in June. So Farmers Market on Carmichael's. And then Bayside and Red Wing also sells them by the slice, which they have had amazing success with them. But
That's great
what
to
can I
hear.
say?
Now, how many flavors do you have?
I do over 150 flavors. Sweet and savory. Last time I brought savory, I don't know if you guys tried
For
those.
St. Patty's Day, you brought it.
Yes, I brought the Reuben ones. So that's my favorite, but yeah.
Can you tell people about the room, because that is your favorite one, what it was made of?
Yeah, it has rye breadcrumb crust, and then it has Swiss cheese, Thousand Island dressing, and then the corned beef in it. So I cut them into 1-inch squares, so you think of like a cheese ball with crackers, not a full slice of sweet cheesecake.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about what you brought in today.
All right, so I love this one. This is my triple berry. It's just so pretty with all the different berries on
Yes.
it. We have the turtle, which is everybody's standard favorite, and I have double strawberry. Again, the triple berry. We have little s'mores with summer coming, so it has the marshmallow and chocolate and graham cracker.
Yum.
I think this was Dave's favorite last
David
time.
loved the, yes.
Bacon
the
bourbon
bacon
caramel.
bourbon.
Yep, bacon bourbon caramel. I have double blueberry pistachio, which is a Bayside favorite.
Okay.
And caramel brownie fudge. I didn't have cosmic for you today, so I brought you caramel brownie fudge.
It's close enough. Yeah, she brought a cosmic brownie, like the Little Debbie's cosmic brownie,
Yes.
and it was amazing.
Thank you.
We loved the cheesecakes. You brought in such a variety. There's such a variety here today. And you even said sometimes you'll try different flavors if people ask.
Right. I will do any flavor you ask. I've done eggplant parmesan.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my wildest flavor. So, but yeah, people ask for anything carousel cookie. If you can think of it, I will find a way to make it. So,
And you make them for weddings, parties?
I do. Graduations, weddings are becoming bigger and bigger with cheesecakes. So, Yeah, and I'm all over. I'm from central Wisconsin all the way up to the Hudson and go north of there down to here now to Rochester.
And
so
you make deliveries all over.
I do. I'm everywhere. So.
All right, well, let's take a bite of
All
one of these
right.
cheesecakes before we wrap it up.
I don't get to do this very often, so I'm pretty excited.
And I love cheesecake, so I'm very happy you were able to come in.
All right.
But when we come back, we'll hear some more live music from the Lonely Knees. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
Life's better with
We're back with musicians Dan Conway, Stacey Conway, and Anthony Keesley of the Lonely Knees and Cosmic Orphans. They have 2 upcoming shows that will be happening at Chatfield of the Arts. What are you guys going to play for us now?
This is Black Horse and the Cherry Tree.
I heard you guys warming up, so I'm excited for this one. I'm going to let you take it away.
All right.
2.
Well, my heart knows me better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let her do all the talking. Came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Felt a little fear upon my back. It said, don't look back, just keep on walking. With a big black horse, he said, look this way. He said, hey, little lady, won't you marry me? But I said, no, 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 no. I said, no, no, you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. I said, no, no, you're not the one for me. Well, my heart had a problem in the early hours, so I stopped it dead for a beat or two. And I cut some cord and I shouldn't have done that. Now it won't forgive me after all these years. So I sent it to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Now I won't come back 'cause it's so happy, and now I got a hole for the world to see. And it said no, 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 no. It said no, no, you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. It said no, no, you're not the one for me. Said no, 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 you're not the one for me. No, 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 you're not the one for me. Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get there 'cause my heart's forsaken me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big black horse and a cherry tree. I can't quite get there 'cause my heart's forsaken me.
Midwest Access on KTTC.
Welcome back. The moment you've all been waiting for, the answer to the question today. 18% of moms have done this to teach their families a lesson. The answer is hidden clothes.
Okay, devious.
Boy, I need some underwear, Mom. Where'd you put it at?
Hiding your laundry. Maybe that's where my clothes have gone over the years. I just
Is that where all my
lose
socks
pieces
went?
over the years. But how would you know it's her doing that?
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Hey, we do know this cheesecake's unbelievable, though.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, be sure to tune in tomorrow because Jessie Allison will be making her debut on Midwest
forward.
Access. Your
you
5
later.
o'clock news is next with Brock Burgee.
Now's the time to... Just ahead on KTTC News at 5, it's Decision Day. The future of one Rochester elementary school is set to be announced tonight. We have a live preview. Plus, heading to the polls, the issue on the ballot this special election day in Albert Lea. But first, they are a leading cause of workplace injuries. See how the Minnesota DOT is teaching employees to avoid falling down on the job. Your 5 o'clock news starts right now.
Live